Hey, what's up, Super Dave? What's up, Benny? I mean, Antonio the Cuban.
All right, Black is moving.
All right, here we go, fellas. Here we go. All right, so we are back at it. It's that podcast that's so damn good. Only some wild cats can do it. And I am Craig Black. And from the Zoom verse, I got my family in the building. I got to introduce my boys. First, I got my man Ant, a.k.a. the Agent Has Ho, a.k.a. the Old Man. I got Anthony up in here. What's up, man?
What's up, Beijing Black?
All right. Also, in the building, I got my man Keith, a.k.a. Cat Daddy Keith, a.k.a. Keith the Freak. What's up, Keith?
What's up, Black?
Also in the building, I got my dude Dave, a.k.a. the Voice of Reason, a.k.a. Old Blue. What's up, Dave?
Antonio.
Also, I got my man Al,
no.
a.k.a. the Brother Minister, a.k.a. y'all need to understand, he is not a racist. You gotta understand he's not at all, y'all.
That's a lie.
We live, baby. We live.
Also, last but not least, I got my man Derek, a.k.a. the money, a.k.a. the wallet, a.k.a. the sponsor, a.k.a. he paid all the bills because we ain't got none. But what's up, Derek?
What's up, Black? That's the reason why you always introduce me last.
Forgot about brother, man. Hey, Black, you forgot about
Oh,
brother?
damn. I forgot. You ain't last, boo. I forgot my man.
Hey, he's a substitute.
Money, a.k.a. my man Glenn. He spells his name with 3 N's. You want the last one there, Derek. What's up, Glenn?
Hey, what's up, Black, the prize, man?
Craig Black, the prize back. I ain't heard that in a long time.
This down for the people, man. This podcast is about us and our friendship over the last 35, 40 plus years. And it's about the topics we want to talk. It's all about what we think, because we don't give a goddamn about what you think, all right? So I got to run some things now. For everybody that's in the room right now, all my peoples, my man Zach, Miss Tommy, B Law, Antonio, Troy. And when you're not talking, just mute your mic for us real quick, all right? All right, and another rule, big rule, fellas, no streaking on this, none of that, okay? There's only one female in here, okay? She's the only one that can streak, okay? There's only one that can streak.
Oh, Lord, my goodness.
All right, so that's the deal. Is that everything, Anthony? Oh, once again, we're recording, and we're gonna use your likeness for all our promotions everywhere we go on all our social media. So if you
I don't know
part of
what topics are.
late, you on our shit, all right? So let's break it down. Let's get right to it. I'm gonna go to the topic that, Last Dance, MJ's documentary is taking over all types of social media. So on my Facebook page, what I did last week was I put a post up there and I said, why didn't MJ help Scottie Pippen get his payday from the Bulls? I need to understand why. Now, after I did this, I didn't realize, I kind of forgot how much people love, how people get so emotional about their Lord Michael Jordan, about Michael Jeffrey Jordan. I mean,
You taking too long, hater.
I've been called haters. I've been called all this BS. But nevertheless, my opinion is, in the documentary, he called Scottie selfish. Scottie had a messed up deal. But in going into the 5th championship season, right when that TV deal was made, Mike Jordan signed a $30 million contract. He knew Scottie was pissed off at the Bulls management. Jordan could have made a stand. He could, he transcended everything. He could have made a stand and helped Scottie get paid, but he chose not to do that, like he hasn't made a stand in a lot of things. We'll get to that as well. But nevertheless, I'm gonna throw it out there. Who want to start? Hey, I'm gonna let my man Keith go first. Keith, you go ahead, do your thing. You say your piece. You one of them Jordan fanatics, a car bomb and all that type of thing. But go ahead.
All I was saying was that, what you said about Jordan standing up for Scottie Pippen, you talking about 1996.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't taking control over what was going on then. Jordan wasn't Scottie's agent. He didn't have no control over that. He just got his money. How he gonna dictate Scottie money?
It wasn't the point of dictating Scottie money. The point was that Jordan changed the landscape of all basketball. He transcended everything.
In your eyes.
Scottie was his right-hand man. Why don't you help take care of your right-hand man? Well, you go ahead.
Craig on Jordan. Jordan just finished his 7-year deal. He played out his contract. So what he gonna go in there looking to go there and tell the owners what they should spend their money? Then you got to understand, it's a different time. It's not like it is now, like LeBron take care of J.R. Smith, and he take care of other folks. He telling the owners, this is what needs to be done for me to stay on this team. It's not like that. They were signing 7-year, 8-year contracts at the time, and Jordan. Everybody understands the mentality of Jordan, that it's whatever it means, or whatever it takes to win. Okay, but he's not gonna go in there and tell the owners, obviously, to pay Scotty if that's not in the cards.
Hey, I hear you. I hear you loud.
Jordan was a company man and a yes man. I never been a Michael Jordan fan. I respect Jordan, and the best thing I ever seen. But I was a Georgetown dude, so of course I never liked him from college. But the problem is, Michael Jordan was a company man, and anything that went against his brand that may cost him money or caused him to be looked at in a different light by the masses, he wasn't with.
I'm with you with that, Butter. I am definitely 100% with you.
Okay, raise your hand.
I'm gonna let my man Antonio jump in here. Go ahead, Antonio.
I think first of all, hey, what's up, guys? Second of all, I think that the first thing a lot of y'all need to do is take your emotions out of it. So you need to you're talking from an emotional perspective of the situation. Now, what we need to understand, and you're gonna see this in episode. You're gonna see it in episode. I've seen all the episodes, so I had the luxury to see the entire thing. But the one thing that you're going to see that's gonna come up, you have to take certain things in consideration. Number one, when that deal came up for Scotty had a back injury. They're gonna show you this in the documentary. He had a back injury, and he did not know was he gonna be able to play for a long period of time. They really didn't know what was going on with his back. So Scotty is thinking about his family, the people he had to feed and the people he had to take care of. Before Scotty, the person that had a long-term deal that was the best deal was actually Magic Johnson, that was only making them, that they signed him in '88 for $1 million a year. Scotty looked at it and said, if I could do 7 years for 18, I'm winning. So, and Michael Jordan also in 1990, because that's when he signed the contract, Michael Jordan was also in a shitty-ass contract. Michael Jordan did not start making $30 million or so until he came back when he retired the first time. That's when we also have to understand that the TV deal and the Players Association deal with the NBA had changed. They did not vision the NBA to be where it was in 1996, back in 1990, because of the deals and the placement and the TV deals that they had. Once TV deals came in, once the smoke settled, then people start making those outrageous money. That's why Jordan kicked Jeff with that.
Hey, but Antonio, that's what I said off the top. I went to the fifth championship season. I wasn't talking about when he first signed the deal. That didn't really matter to me.
But Jordan had just got him back.
Listen for a second. I went to the point when Jordan's deal was up and Scotty was still locked into his deal. And so what happened was, at that time, Jordan took the payday and he left Scotty hanging. You cannot tell me that Scotty and Jordan didn't have talks about his contract.
He was still under contract. Scotty was still under contract.
He was pissed off. Now, when I say this, Jordan had all the leverage. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
He had the leverage. He had the leverage to get Scotty's. He had the leverage to get Scotty's original deal ripped up and get him a new deal. Is that what you're saying?
Listen. Let me tell you why.
No, it's yes or no.
Yes, but let me tell you why. I gotta explain it to
you.
They didn't renegotiate back in the day. It's not like it is now, Craig.
That's what we keep saying. The TV contract was signed right before the fifth championship. Jordan had signed his $30 million deal off the back of the TV contract. What I'm saying,
after his contract was over.
Jordan's deal was up.
Listen, so what I'm saying is Jordan got his money. And if Jordan bucked the system and said, you know what, I'm not going to take this money. I'm not going to sign my deal until y'all take care of Scotty. He didn't speak up and do that.
Why would he? Out of your damn
That's
mind.
the right-hand man.
It doesn't work that way, man.
That's your right-hand man who's still in the contract. Now, when you saying the selfish part was, Where you saying the selfish part was he said he was selfish for going and getting a surgery right before the season started, which they knew that it was going to be one season where it was going to be one and done regardless, so you can do it in the summertime. That's the part that he called him selfish, not about no contract or nothing else.
Hey, I'm gonna let some other people speak. Zach, you can join in real quick.
Hey, real quick. I'm sorry, real quick, Craig.
Hold on. Let's wait. Hold on a second. Go ahead, Big Zach. Go ahead, your thing.
So at the end of the day, I understand what everybody's saying. Everybody got a valid point. So let's say he signed the contract and Scotty got his contract. The next year, why couldn't Jordan go in there and say, look, we need to help this man out. He did a year. His back is okay. Why we can't give him a little bit more? Why couldn't Mike take a little pay cut? The better the team. He always wanted everybody to be at the gym 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning before practice started at 9. Why not?
I think everybody's
go to that route.
I think everybody's I love the energy, but I think it's a little misguided. The person that you guys should be upset with is Jimmy Saxon. Jimmy Saxon was Scotty's Pittman agent at the time. Up until that point, the Chicago Bulls had not renegotiated anybody's contract. So if you sign a 7 or 8 year contract, that's your contract. Mike ain't get to his money. Mike ain't get his money to the end of the contract. So even if Mike would have went in and said, hey, look, you guys need to take care of Scotty, they weren't going to renegotiate their contract because that's not what they did.
Why couldn't they start that, though? And why couldn't they start that? Something new.
And if anybody could get them started, it would have been Michael Jordan.
That's MJ.
Michael Jordan was the NBA back then. If Michael Jordan says that he's not going to stand for Scotty not getting a new contract, or at least not a brand new tear-up, and then give a new 5-6 year contract, but at least let's redo the last 2 years of Scotty contract because he definitely deserved the money.
Hey,
I agree with Anthony. It was on Scotty and his agent because when Jordan left, the period of time that Scotty was balling out of control while Mike was gone, that was the key time for him to stand up and renegotiate his contract. So, and I do agree with you to a degree where Saxon, his agent, should have said something. But at that time, when Jordan came back, whatever Jordan said went. Jordan had the power back then the same way LeBron has it now. LeBron is just...
All right, but I appreciate that. I'm gonna let Tommy, the only female in this room, get her opinion. Unmute your mic right there, Tommy. Yeah, go ahead, say yeah, speak up. Hey.
I'm not messing with y'all.
Go ahead, let Vinny get his point off.
Go ahead, Tommy.
Listen, geniuses. If Michael Jordan, just pay attention. I'm gonna give you a little bit of common sense because obviously some of y'all don't have it. If Michael Jordan can get the owner and the GM of the Chicago Bulls to re-sign the coach.
I said that last week.
All of this. You don't use common sense.
We already told him that.
We already told him that. He don't hear
it. He had all the power in the world. According to Butter, he had all the power in the world, but he can't get his coach. He can't get Doug Collins not to get fired. And he's the face of the
Antonio.
league. So you're telling me he can jump in Scotty's contract and get him signed?
They put him in the time. They put him in the time machine, Vinny. He was supposed to did that on his iPhone too.
Yeah.
Back in '98.
See, y'all not thinking. The NBA is totally different now. The NBA wasn't a players' league. Now it's a players' league. This is different, guys. This is 25 years ago.
Okay, look.
More than anything,
man. Hold on. For all the haters on Team Hate with Craig as your captain. Let me tell you what your captain said the other day. If somebody walked in here and offered us a contract for our podcast, and they offered Craig $500,000 because they felt like he was the talent, and they offered all of us 100,000. He said, Craig, you gonna turn it down because we not getting the 500,000.
No, he will.
His answer was.
No, he said he was gonna tell them not to tell us. Remember, he said they gonna not to tell them that he's making 500,000.
Now, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what Craig should do. Craig should accept the deal. Listen, Craig should accept the deal. Let y'all know, and then y'all divvy up out that 500,000 that Craig getting, so all of y'all as a team be broke off even. That's how we need to take care of his people.
That's what I would have did, Butter. There you go, Butter.
There you go, Black.
You know that's what I would have did, Butter.
Craig would have showed up in a new BMW.
Craig Black's been in radio for over 25 years. Everybody deals with a contract. That's Craig Black. Which one of these clowns in radio have gone in and say, "Oh no, listen, Jimmy Jones need more money." Oh no, listen, Olivia Fox needs more money.
Olivia Fox, what's she on that show, Craig?
None of them.
Hey, I believe in Craig. Craig gonna get it. Craig gonna get it eventually.
Hold on,
it's a slow process.
Antonio, you're talking like Dave right now, comparing ducks to dogs. Okay, that's what you're doing. Comparing ducks, doing the Dave Strong move right now. You can't do that. All right. So, man, I got to table this topic, y'all. We've been on it for a while now. We got to table it. Does anybody else want to say something before I go to another topic? Anybody else want to get something out?
Hey, the only thing I want to say is, man, that Scotty at the end of his contract, he probably had to sit down with Jordan, which is cool, right? But more than anything, what Jordan should have done was advise him to fire his agent and hire David Falk. Because back then, David was the power man, and he was making all the moves. And then that would have been best for Scotty.
Well, and one more thing, and let's not feel sorry for Scottie Pippen, because Scottie Pippen got $77 million to go to Portland and to play with the Rockets. So when we feeling sorry for somebody, let's not feel sorry like Scottie Pippen left the league with 18 mil. He got to add another 70. So if we're talking about his agent being bad, once again, that contract shows us how the NBA changed. Because the first contract, he had to stick with that contract. And once he went to the Portland Blazers, 77 million and 77 mil.
All right. It's on Wildcats Podcast.
He can't see that video.
Coming via the Zoom verse, and everybody's giving their opinion, and that's great. We appreciate that, but we all know Michael Jeffrey Jordan is greedy, he's selfish, and he doesn't speak up about shit. Fuck him. Okay, all right. We're done with that. Okay, all right. So we're moving on into the reason why we're here. To the reason why mute his mic, for the reason why we here doing it via Zoom.
I got another hater meme coming. And I'm going to add Butter, and I'm going to add Zach to it. Part 2.
I'm going to put some dogs and ducks on there too. Hey, we're going to talk about why we're doing this via Zoom right now. We're going to talk about the coronavirus and how it's affecting everybody real quick. We're going to go into these, your boy Trump, and how he, United States of America, and his followers to use disinfectant.
Well, if you gonna follow it, you need to follow it. If you gonna follow, you's a dummy.
What's crazy is that in New York, they said, I read it on some B website, so I don't know how true it is, but they said 3 or 4 people have ingested some damn disinfectant.
30.
Trying to
get
rid of the coronavirus.
It was a higher number than that.
It was higher than that?
More than that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was his
The
followers.
poison control has got numerous calls in reference to people ingesting or injecting themselves with poison. So this is higher than that.
Good for doing that dumb shit.
Hey, Jamal, why are you talking with your court boy? Did you
I got beef with you anyway, old bitch.
What the hell is going on?
He put a towel
Hey, y'all do that sidebar on the net on your own podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you, Dave.
So Wildcats Podcast. So we're talking about the coronavirus and your president, Donald Trump, not my president, telling the whole United States that they should use some damn disinfectant to get rid of the coronavirus. In one of his press conferences, I think it was an update about the coronavirus team update United States. But what I find funny is he's reopening certain states, like Georgia is open now. So Atlanta, Georgia, one of the, I guess the #1 black city in America right now is reopened. So you got barbers, you got stylists, you got the clubs, you got the restaurants. They're staggering stuff, but man, I think it's crazy that these people are actually stepping out and going back to work right now. I mean, if they get it here by showing hands, I mean, let's talk about it. Would y'all jump back in? I mean, would y'all go back to work? I mean, go back to work, go back to the barbershop?
It's different than going to work than going to the barbershop, or going to work and going to social hour. That's a difference. If you got to go to work, I have to go to work to make money. That's a different situation now.
Yeah.
And actually, Black, for the record, is actually Brian Kemp is the governor of Georgia. It wasn't Trump who actually opened up the state. It was Brian Kemp.
Yeah. He put it on all the governors, but the mayor of Atlanta said not to do it.
No,
So
it was about 4 mayors that said it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Brian Kemp, you just say he's a Republican or he's a Democrat? What is he?
He's Republican. He supports Trump. That's why he opened it up.
Yeah.
I think at some point you have to use your own common sense. It doesn't matter what someone opens back up or what someone does. Use your own common sense.
Yep.
All right. Anybody else want to comment? What's up, Troy? Unmute Troy. Let Troy make a comment right now, man.
I mean, whoever listens to that fool is an idiot, man. Like I said, I mean, once they everything open back up, I'm still gonna take my time getting back out to get into the barbershops and everything. I'm in no rush to get back right now.
I hear that. That's true. How about you, Tommy? I mean, you got them dreads working. I'm talking to you again. Yeah, I'm coming back. Take your ass off.
My question is, how do we unroll? The same way we rolled up, how do we unroll? Everybody can't go back out at the same time. We can't go back to how it was. How do we unroll? We have to be responsible for everyone, of which I don't feel like we're being responsible for everyone now, because we have essential workers out here exposing themselves to the coronavirus. How do we reacclimate back into the world?
And Craig, you gotta think. Okay, so they open up barbershops again, and if you have a barbershop that has, say, 6 to 10 chairs, so what you gonna say? I'm only gonna accept one person that's in the shop, a barbershop at one time. So if it's 6 people in the chair and you got 6 people cutting hair, so you already surpassed the 10 people max that you should have within a facility. And then you're gonna have those guys and gentlemen that's outside, that's hanging around, that's normally in the barbershop, that's gonna be outside the barbershop. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna introduce more harm than what you just saying. I'm just gonna open up the barbershop. I'm not opening up the barbershop for one single person or 2 or 3.
And it sounds
you gotta
like
say the capacity of it. It's gonna be detrimental, more detrimental than it is now, because that's when the numbers gonna start creeping back up, because people gonna start getting infected, because we're gonna relax.
People not
we're gonna
even
be them.
Yeah, and that's what they were saying. They were saying that it was only supposed to be one person, one customer in there at a time. Why would you even open up a business for one patron?
Well,
no barbershop has that capacity like that.
Out in LA where I'm at, a lot of the difference in the barbershop, like the barber I go, it's only one person in the barbershop, or whoever owns the shop. Everybody goes by appointment. So there's no walk-ins, and it's only you and the barber. So when you get to the barbershop, you have to have your gloves on, you got to have your mask. As soon as you get in, you got to wash your hands. But not only that, every haircut is an hour apart from each other, because you go and do your 30 minutes, you out, he disinfects, he does everything he needs to do, he sprays, and then the next person. They're doing it like that. They've been doing it like that because they feel like it's better to get some money than no money at all, because barbers, that's what they depend on. So he does it strictly on appointment. So he opens up at 9 in the morning, he closes by 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and he's open now 7 days. But it has to be appointment, and you have to come solo. So that's how they're doing it over here.
Well, let me ask you this. What happens when somebody come in positive, give it to the barber, that person leaves, and the next person come in, bam. Then they got it, and then they leave out.
They spray everybody with Lysol when they walk in.
But the barber has it now.
But think about this. It's the same thing like going to the supermarket. You have to go to the supermarket. Supermarkets, you can't go in the supermarkets in LA without no gloves and without no mask.
Same thing.
They're disinfecting
Same thing here and there.
they're disinfecting every single thing. You know, that you have to take as much precaution as possible. So,
Well, to me, Benny, what you're saying is different.
The barber can't keep his distance though. He got to be up on you cutting your hair.
But he's still cutting with a mask and with gloves himself.
But what about when you shake your beard?
He's not cutting. He's cutting with a mask and a glove himself. As soon as you walk in, you got to wash. You got to, he's doing the best. I mean, that's safer than just walking into a regular barber shop. Everybody up in there, talking like it's this podcast and shit, and they're waiting for the next,
But gloves are like.
What you gonna do, Zach? You gonna look like that for the next fucking 3 months?
No, I'm gonna cut my own goddamn head. Goddamn. But look, it's just like a condom. You got to change a condom. You got the barber, the gloves. I mean, what we doing? Somebody gonna get infected.
Oh my God.
All right, maybe Benny out there getting red haircuts.
I did want to ask a question about the mask while we was on the air.
Okay, all right, we'll come to that. Give me 1 second, man. It's a Wildcats podcast coming to you from the Zoom version. Right now, we're talking coronavirus, talking about barbers, barbers and stylists. They're reopening everything. Well, Georgia's open right now. Atlanta is. So I'm gonna let my man Glenn say his piece about this distancing, this social distancing with the barbershops opening up. Go ahead, Glenn. Say your piece, man.
No, I was gonna just ask Vinny. So when you go to a barbershop, they get hazard pay. So you're paying $40 for a haircut now.
Say it again.
I mean, hazard pay. They charge $35 for a haircut now.
Listen, in LA, haircuts are $45 no matter what.
Damn.
It's $45.
And that, I mean, it's $35 if you get an appointment here.
No,
if you get paying for an appointment, that's what you pay for.
The guy, which is crazy, because there's a lot of people from DC live out in LA now. But the guy that I'm at, he's very smart. So what he did like 6 months ago, it's like you pay a monthly membership. So you pay $120, unlimited cuts. But if you, let's say, unlimited cuts, so you want to come in tomorrow, you want to come in 2 days after that, don't matter. For that 1 month, he charges you. But if you only go once or twice, but if you want to get like razor, he charge you an extra $5. Instead of the haircuts out here, $45 anywhere you go. In the hood is the cheapest, but I don't own the best, and I'm not going in the hood for $35 to save $10. I'm just not going to the hood to save $10.
That's LA. You're gonna pay more because you live in LA. That's the way it is.
You drinking ale.
All right, Keith, man, go ask your question, man. Get it out. Get it out.
Gentleman Jack.
Yeah, no, my question was, I was talking to somebody earlier today. I ain't gonna say who it was, but they're riding in the car with their mask on, and it's just them in the car by themselves.
Right.
How many of us are riding around in the car with their mask on in the car, with nobody else with you, in your own air?
Nobody. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Wow. Well, we got two people saying they are. I'm just asking how common that is.
Why are you riding in the car with your mask on, Black?
Listen.
Man, why you taking up time asking this question? That's what I want to know.
I go to work. I'm essential work at my.
Because it threw me off.
I'm essential work at my full-time job, and I go to work at my part-time job once a week.
Okay.
When I walk out the door, I put my mask on. When I get in the car, the mask is still on. I'm not taking the mask off. I don't take my mask off. Listen, I don't take the mask off until I finish spraying down either my office or the studio. I don't take it off until I'm finished. After everything's wiped down and sprayed down, then I take my mask off. And I put it back on. It's the same thing. I just don't take it off.
I agree, Black.
So let me ask you a question. Y'all take your mask off and y'all put it in that dirty-ass car on the seat or whatever, the dirty-ass console, and then you put it back on? That's what you're saying.
No, the disposable mask goes in the trash once you take it off.
Know what I'm saying? But if you had a disposable one, you're going to take it off when you get in the car, then you're going to get another one and put it on? That don't make no sense.
Why not? Hey, but
I'm putting the same one back on
and spread his COVID-19 that he has.
Or how about this then?
So that's on you.
If you concerned about keeping the mask on, then why make a live video with the mask on?
What are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. What the live video got to do with anything?
We going to the studio. We going live.
Y'all taking up too much time for this question.
Yeah, wrap it up, B. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Hey, let's change
Man.
gears, man. Let's change
Switch
gears,
gears,
man.
Glenn.
All right, man. It's a Wildcats podcast coming to you live from the Zoomverse, and we're gonna switch gears. And right now, we're gonna jump into we got to go to the NFL real quick. We got to talk some more sports and talk about our Washington Redskins and the great draft that we had.
Oh God!
I did a great draft for number two. The number two pick was a no-brainer.
And I know Troy, Derek, and Antonio. Who else? Redskin fans in here. I know they all with me right now. Hey, so
yeah, for Chase Young, that's about it. That's who I'm rooting for.
The number one pick the number one pick for the Redskins, the number 2 pick overall came to the Washington Redskins. Yeah, look at that right there. Look at that. And I just think we did real good this year. We had a good draft. So Keith, I'm gonna let you jump in, and I let Glenn and Al go ahead and do that thing. Go ahead, talk about the young Chase Young and how he's gonna take us to the Super Bowl next year.
I ain't saying all that. I ain't saying all that. But I was happy to see a lot of the local youngins get picked up. It was about 5 or 6 guys, local guys from the area that, we've been watching play since they were real young, get a chance to kind of get to the highest level of their sport. Chase from out of DeMatha. You had 2 guys from Maryland get picked up. That one was from DeMatha, one was from Duval. You had another guy from Riverdale Baptist and Largo get picked up to the Eagles. You had a kid from St. John's get picked up with the Rams. So it was just good to see these guys that you've been seeing for a long time.
Lonnie Hightower.
Starting to get picked up. And I think you're going to see more over the next couple of years with these guys that's getting picked up now, starting to follow that, set that trend for these guys to see what it takes to get to that level.
Yeah. PG County and the DMV is a hotbed right now for athletes in all sports right now. All right, I'm gonna go to Al. Go ahead, Al. Go ahead, break it down. Al, let me tell you something. Al is a former but still Redskin fan that just played Pittsburgh Steelers. Go right here, Al. Go ahead, break it down.
The haters is in the house. That's the first thing I'm gonna have to say. But, we did good as a Steelers nation. We did very well in our draft. And we don't care about what the Redskins did.
Why hasn't
you him, man? You him yet? How come y'all haven't muted him yet? I don't know what's going on,
man. He's slurring his words.
I'm just letting you know. We do not care what the Redskins did.
Yeah, you do. Talk about it every day. Every day, talk about the.
Oh my God. Hey,
Too much.
Classic right here, man. Classic. All right. Thanks, Al. We appreciate that. Just remember, y'all, he is not racist. He's not racist.
It is now. Fuck it.
Dave got the sign,
but
man.
I want to say this was a tough. This was this year. This was a great draft for talent this year. It was going through. If you look at the first 5 rounds, receivers, quarterbacks, defensive players, defensive backs. There was a lot of talent out there coming out of school this year. It was deep. It was a deep draft.
They said this was one of the best SEC drafts in a long time. They had 62 total players coming out of the SEC, 13 coming out of LSU, 9 coming out of Alabama. The SEC is they putting out pros.
I bet.
They said there's only 3 teams in the National Football League that does not have a LSU alum on their roster. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So with all due respect to the local talent and the talent that was in the league, are we going to discuss the girlfriends that got drafted also?
Oh man, you
just switch gears on it, Dave.
Oh. Don't do that,
that's why you my man, Dave.
Don't do that. But you see that black mama dress that white woman?
Yes, man. Yes. She wasn't playing.
Big Mama was not playing.
Look,
Becky pregnant now, though.
Becky,
really? You pregnant?
What's up with you snatching the phone from the girlfriend?
I ain't mad at him.
He's stupid and had 2 phones out there anyway.
First of all, that lets you right. He will be one of our starting wide receivers. He's showing you how he carries things from the door.
No doubt, he's gonna start.
So Big Zach, you saying that she's pregnant?
I'm just saying. Hey, you saw what happened. Mama saying you out the house now. So you know she went and got pregnant that night.
That night.
Better have.
With all the talent that's coming out of the SEC, especially Alabama, I'm a little confused why the skin's so sorry because they basically are now Alabama. They taking everybody from Alabama.
You give you butter.
There we go, butter.
It was the coach. It was the coach. It was the coach.
You like the Cowboys?
Yeah.
You a Cowboy fan, Butter?
You
Yeah,
real
of course.
selective. You real selective on who you mute. You should be muting this guy.
Hey Troy, what you think about? Hey Troy, what you think about Williams coming to San Francisco? That left tackle.
I didn't want him.
Damaged goods. Damaged goods, Troy. Damaged goods.
Damaged goods.
You can have them.
Y'all putting y'all trust in Haskins?
He
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shots
We'll show you.
fired.
Go ahead, Glenn. Go ahead, Glenn.
He can't be too much worse than Garoppolo.
You trust your quarterback?
I do.
Your coach don't trust your quarterback.
Your quarterback don't trust your quarterback.
Hey, but they trust the defense though. They put the trust in defense.
Guacamole. That's his name. Straight up guacamole. It's a Wildcats podcast, and we're talking NFL draft. I'm gonna let Miss Tommy speak one time about her New England Patriots, the sorriest team. Predict the predictions.
No, that is not. We do not need Brady or Gronk. Tampa Bay can have them.
Right.
Okay.
They were
We
crying.
are still going to
Okay.
the 7th Super Bowl ring this year. Don't hate.
Hey,
What are you drinking? What are you drinking?
1982.
I got a question for Miss Tommy. Miss Tommy, how do you feel about your most recent draft pick out of the University of Marshall?
Okay, so I said we're going to be the underdogs that come on top. I'm not saying
Time out. No. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that draft pick and that tattoo that he has.
Yep.
No, see, the thing is, when you're a New England Patriot, you just get attacked for no reason. It does not have to be because we're the most talented.
So
Anthony, that's a true England fan because they reflect the question that really was posed.
No, I'm not. Al, I know where you live.
Oh, wow.
Was she leaving the bathroom, Al? So we're gonna just talk about.
Tommy,
go ahead.
Hey Tommy, they were talking about your Patriots. They said before and after Brady is like a spades hand. Y'all went from a Boston to maybe 6 possible.
No.
You right.
We're not even going to talk. We're going to show you. Don't even have y'all made it to the playoffs. Tampa Bay still not going to make it to the playoffs.
Oh, you're crazy.
We aren't going to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, making it to the playoffs.
Tampa Bay Patriots might make it.
Unfortunately, we might have to mute our only person on women on
that good stuff over there.
Man, it's a Wildcats podcast, and I'm gonna jump on one more team, and they may be the second worst team next year, and that would be yes, Antonio, the New York Giants. We're talking about them right now.
Yes. See, now we talking.
You don't watch football now.
That's why.
Football of God. I'm
a Super Bowl.
I'm in the West Coast.
He gonna claim the Chargers or the Rams.
We suck.
You're doing an owl right now. You're not.
We suck. We're gonna suck for. But the one thing I always gonna say until this shit changes, we've won 2 Super Bowls in the new millennium. The Redskins haven't won since
1892.
1892. Okay, mute. Next topic.
It's on Wildcats podcast, and we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna change topics. We're gonna stay inside sports and cover. We're gonna talk about the NBA opening up in select cities. They're opening up the training facilities for teams to play. I guess the NBA has said that they're gonna go ahead and open up inside the states that are opening up for, you know, for the regular business now, regular business. So those teams within those states will have their practice facilities open now, and players can come in and do their thing. I think it's a dumbass move. I think it's a slap in the face to Karl Anthony Towns, who lost his mother to the COVID-19. I think they should just leave it alone, let the whole season go, and reboot for next year. That's just my opinion. I'll let y'all jump in. Y'all can throw y'all opinion out there. I'm gonna let Paul go next. What's up, Paul? You awake back there, man?
Yeah, I'm awake, man. Chilling, man. Hey, man. I mean, I don't think they should open back up, man. It's just, you know, you taking a chance out here, man. And, you know, with these players, man, with these $1 million contracts and so forth, man, they just need to just call it a day, man. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about the dollar bill. And, you know, I got to make that money. So, you know, that's how it is what it is.
Yeah, all right.
So once again, Black, you don't got all of the information and you got an opinion and making comments on stuff. It's only for those states that have been. I'm gonna try to. It's only for those states that are currently reopening. They are it's only no more than 3 players on the court at a time, and those players will be tested before they come in. They'll be disinfected when they come in, and then disinfected again on their departure. So they're probably taking more steps than the average barbershop or grocery store or any place else that you're gonna go in those respected areas and stuff. And you know,
I would think that's still. I would still think that's. I mean, I would still think that'll be the individuals that don't even have a court in their house with part of their profession that you think they would have a basketball court in their backyard, but so it might not even be the whole team on top of that.
No, where the problem is going to come in is that there are players that live in states that are open but don't play on that team. For example, Texas is one of the teams that's going to be opening up. Georgia is going to be one of the teams that's going to be opening up. So they got players that live in the surrounding states that are talking about coming to those states to come to those facilities just to work out and stuff. So they're not talking about playing pickup games. These guys are talking to coming in to work out. And that's what the NBA is really trying to kind of put a stop to have those guys come across state lines to start working out in those facilities.
Yeah, but some of these guys already like LeBron, Chris Paul, and what's homeboy that was in OKC that's in
Kevin Durant
in Houston.
Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook.
They're training together as we speak in LA.
Out in LA,
a lot of these guys live in LA. A lot of these guys already. What they want to push hard for is for them to finish everything in one location. They've been looking at Vegas. They really want to see because their biggest problem, I think, in the player's mind is at this point is more about egos. A guy like LeBron wants to have that trophy. It means a lot to him to get a trophy in LA, you know. And the season was so competitive this year that a lot of guys just want to be able to finalize it. So that's what they're going through. But a lot of guys are really, especially in the LA, for some reason, a lot of guys live in LA, and they're already playing together.
But I go back. I heard what you said, Anthony, about, you know, they disinfect and they taking more steps in the barbershop. I hear all that. That's cool. That's okay. But you ask Karl Anthony Towns how he feels about that. I mean, his mother died, man. All these dudes got guaranteed contracts. They're good right now. What's the point? What's the point? I mean,
they're not gonna get paid. They're not gonna get. Everybody that got an event
already
on
talking
that
about
check,
renegotiating contracts.
They gotta give that money back, Craig. A lot of these guys gotta give that money back. A lot of guys gotta turn around and give back $5 to $10 million. The guy that gets the average salary now is $10 million. Somebody has to give $10 million back. So they don't want to give up that money.
You're a little off on that, Vinny, but I hear you.
Vinny, they want to give that money. They want to give it.
Yeah,
a little off.
Yeah, Vinny. Yeah, they were saying
that average salary.
If you look at the averages, what's the average in the NBA? Between 5 and 10 now. It's not. I'm not talking about rookies. I'm talking about on the average. There are bums out there making $10 million a year. They got to give that money back.
They only have to give a portion at worst, Vinny, not the whole amount. There was only like 20-something games left.
If you was, what I'm saying is a lot of guys, the way they did it, a lot of guys got money in advance. Some of these players got money in advance. They wanted some of that money they gave out in advance, and those last 20 or 25 games, whatever it is, they won't get paid for that neither.
Man, I don't know. That's just my opinion, my preference. I think they should can the whole season and we just reboot next year. Anybody else want to jump on the subject? Anybody else got a comment? You want to jump in, Old Blue?
When you say you want them to can the whole season, are we going to can our whole season? Like, are we not going back to work either? So like it's like at some point you got to roll something. You got to start rolling out. Right now, I don't agree with how they're doing it because I think everybody should be tested before we roll back out. So we at least know who has it when everybody goes back out. The people who have it can stay quarantined. But just to say you think they should can the whole season, they know different than us. Everybody eventually got to get back to work. And I think it was an article like not too long ago where they were saying that there's a big percentage of NBA players that's living paycheck to paycheck, just like, the average Joe. So you got to get back to work.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm going to disagree to the point in wherein you state that they're just like us. I myself, I'm not going to when I go to work, have any type of body-to-body contact with anybody else. They're playing in a completely different environment where they are closer to other individuals than we are basically in our own jobs. Yeah, so they are more at risk, than we are.
You're right, brother, but just like we talked about the grocery stores, the barbers, we talking about the NBA. They're going to get swab test. They probably already been tested. Most of the celebrities in the rich, they've already been tested. So you talking about the body-to-body contact. You have a body-to-body contact with somebody that doesn't have it. We got to go to work. We eventually going to have to go back to work and sit beside somebody in the cubicle or office or whatever, and they ain't been tested. We don't know if they got it or not. But they going to know all players don't have it.
If your job paid you $10 million a year, are you going to rush to go back to work? You're going to probably be pretty safe.
This is my whole thing. Somebody made a statement they working check to check. That's kind of crazy if they
what people don't understand, these guys got what they call niggeritis. They live beyond their needs. There's guys out there that got listen, there's a difference when you have to buy 5 luxury cars. You taking care, you bought your mama a house. You taking care of your brother, your sister. Then you taking care of your cousin. Then you, listen, I never met, and I know a lot of guys in the league, and I have met not one person in the league that don't have an entourage of at least 5 people. And all those 5 people are not working.
I understand that, man, but that's really on that individual person. I'm not saying I don't feel bad. I mean, it is. This has been going on for since the beginning of basketball in the NBA. It's been having that niggeritis has been going on with the players. My whole thing is it's about a pandemic right now. Do we need basketball right now? We don't need it the rest of this year. We're done. We really don't need that.
You're saying we don't need it.
You're saying we don't need it.
You don't need it.
Bring back the March Madness in May.
That is not essential right now. Basketball is not an essential thing that we need to get past. I understand the players. Some owners, if the player is doing that bad, the player's doing really that bad financially, I'm sure.
Let me ask you. I know this dude that go into the radio station every weekend. Is he essential?
Yes, I'm essential. That's the whole thing about it.
And you have to go in it because they tell you that's part of your job.
The basketball players aren't essential. What are you talking about?
If the owners say you got to come back to work, do you come back to work? You're essential.
What are you talking about? You say, do we need basketball? Do we need radio?
Do we need radio? Y'all do radio. I'm talking about my full-time job. No, we do not need radio.
No, we don't.
My full-time job. I'm gonna set you on that. Don't get it.
Yeah, but see, y'all getting on black. Y'all getting on black. Black has to go into the radio station because he stripped down Georgia Avenue for his part-time job, and he ain't getting that loose change right now.
So basically, Craig, you think basketball should be on TV because they cut your cable off? What's the problem?
No, man. Come on, Antonio. What I'm saying is it's about spreading this disease, man. And we know how many basketball friends you have. I mean, how much group you are. I mean, how many basketball friends you have. You know,
shots fired.
You know, we understand that. So you gotta start putting
I got a question
Craig.
From someone on the live that says her name is Evelyn Davis Govan. She wanted to ask what happened to the season ticket owners.
They gotta get their money back.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't received no email or no letter yet to say reimbursement.
But Craig. But on a different note, the Major League Baseball fans have now come together and are filing a class action suit against Major League Baseball because they are still being charged for the regular season tickets for games that they aren't even able to attend right now. So they got a class action suit on that got started.
Oh, baseball is dumb. Hey, Glenn, you want to make a point? Go right ahead, Glenn.
I want to make a point, though. So if the season did start up May 1st, it's not going to if it did. So if they win, who wins the championship, are you going to give them an asterisk? Because, I mean, it's like the Redskins won the Super Bowl that year when they had the strike. It's kind of,
don't use the Redskins. Use the Patriots when they cheated as an asterisk. Use the Redskins.
That's when they won with those scab players.
But fellas, you gotta realize it's gonna be a impact on revenue and everything anyway. Because even when they go back to play, it's not going to be fans in the stands. So that's what you got to think. It's not going to be money revenue generated from concessions and other things of that nature. So the players are going to take a impact one way or another. They're not going to just have their full salary, they checks, because a lot of things are not going to be incorporated into normal basketball games because it's not going to be fans there watching the games. Yeah, they're going to watch on TV from the television sales and that contract, but everything else is not going to happen.
Hey, Slim, if I come to work and I play, you gonna pay?
No. It doesn't work that way.
I don't care. Hey, it's not my fault.
Well, the majority of that money comes from
that's why you ain't playing nothing now.
Hey, hold on. I'm gonna let Tommy jump in here real quick. Tommy had a comment about the exchanging of bodily fluids. Well, go ahead, Tommy.
No. I'm just saying that it is a much more dangerous environment than an everyday person because they are actually sweating on each other and doing blood things and stuff like that. So it's a lot more dangerous for them to do their job. But I agree with Blue. If I show up, you giving me my paycheck. It's not my fault. I work from home. It's not my fault. I can't go into the office. I get my full paycheck because I'm working. It does not matter if you don't show up to work. I should still get paid.
Yeah, I have to understand it from my owner's point of view, not as an employee. It doesn't work that way. Your contract is based on total revenue, not revenue that's going on for 4 or 5 months.
That means the owner calculated my contract on production.
Yes, they calculate your contract. Yes.
When I show up, I'm producing. So if you have to come out your pocket to pay me for my production, you need to come out your pocket because I'm producing.
It's not going to happen that way.
The owner takes the risk. The owner got to take the risk. The owner got to take the risk.
Okay, the owner takes the risk, but your contract is based on total revenue. Revenue of the team, revenue of the TV contract, revenue of concession. All that.
Do I get more?
If not, your contract will be less than half.
Do I get more big seats? Do I get more big seats?
And I'm telling you, that's what they're gonna do. If they go back and play, they're gonna renegotiate those contracts for this period of time, or for what's going on right now in this pandemic. That's just reality.
But the players already this contract that they have in place now is already a contract that the reason they're not getting paid is because this is something that's been already worked in. The reason why these guys they're fighting with that check is because it's in that contract. It's in the epidemic comes, is something huge with Mother Nature happens, you will not get paid. That's the owner's CYA in they sell. Because as an owner, your priority is to CYA. The biggest problem that they having right now, they don't care about the stadiums being empty. It's the TV revenue. That's where the real money is. That's the money that's allowed to pay players to that level where it's at. What we tend to forget is that NBA, each team has a local contract, independent, and then you have a national contract with TV, and that's where the big bucks is at. They don't give a shit about those seats and you people in there. That's just money for the kids to go around and play around with their money. It's the TV.
I think it's all understood because that's one of the reasons why the players union isn't pushing back on that. They understand.
It's in that contract.
Okay. All right, it's the Wildcats podcast, and we on the Zoom verse. We're talking NBA right now. We about to switch gears. We about to go to our finale. I believe we've been on 4 minutes, so we got to get to our last subject of the last topic of the night. And to end that last topic off, yes, Derek, the owners got to take the risk. They got to take the risk because you got all that goddamn money. That's how I feel about that. All right, so our FIUU candidate, we got two of them. Y'all let me know who y'all want to run with. We can run with the mayor of Las Vegas, Miss Carolyn Goodman. I don't know if y'all saw that interview with her ass or the interview with her ass. The FIUU is Fuck It Up University. For the people that don't know, we enroll a person for fucking it up each week. And the mayor of Las Vegas said some idiotic stuff in her interview she did. And also we got, he's always there. He's here almost every week. Mr. Donald Trump well, for making a debacle, slipping up on his words, or was he telling the truth? I don't understand. But telling people, his constituents, to actually inject and ingest disinfectant, Clorox, Lysol, or whatever. The memes, or should I say the memes, they were classic all week. So who we going with? Who should we use? Y'all let y'all choose. Who we gonna go with?
Mayor.
Trump
the mayor.
or Carolyn Goodman?
The mayor.
Mayor.
What did the mayor say? I ain't hear.
So basically what the mayor said, they asked her, did she want to open up Vegas? She was on CNN and asked her, she want to open up Vegas. And what she was trying to say is like, they taking a big hit by the casinos being closed and the hotels being closed, that they have over, she said something like 150,000 rooms are empty, and these are, counting all the rooms from the hotels. Mm-hmm. So the guy kept on saying, so you want Vegas to reopen? And she was like, no. All I want is the casinos for people to go in. So she was contradicting herself. Technically couldn't understand what the guy was asking her.
She's a dumb.
So she basically, she was actually
on an interview with Anderson Cooper from CNN, and she basically said that people dying, there was an acceptable rate of fatality as a result of people coming back early, and she was able to live with that acceptable rate of death.
What?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That answers your question, Craig.
Vegas is taking, like, if you look at all these, like, people living, like, Vegas is that's all it is. It's entertainment. That's what they want to do. People that live in Vegas is number 50 out of all the states when it comes to education, because people don't even want to go to Vegas and work as a teacher. Everybody wants to work in the casinos, restaurants, hotels. That's what moves it. So now that money is not out there, it hurts the mayor more than anybody, because that's her town.
Hey.
So she's trying to open
so the mayor is willing to have at least
right.
I guess
hey,
20% of the population die, so they could go back to
that money.
Read that money.
Money, baby, make that money.
Hey,
That's
so
FIU worthy.
we're processing the paperwork for Vegas Mayor Carolyn. Work has been processed, and she has been accepted on a full scholarship with the probably going to put in
as president.
She be she's the dean of student affairs. Give it up one time for the FIU candidate of the week, Miss Carolyn Goodman, Vegas mayor. Y'all give it up one time for her ass, her dumb ass. All right. So and that's it. That's why you come here, man. All right. It's some Wildcats podcast. You can catch us all over the net. Okay. We're live on SoundCloud. We're on IG. We're on Spotify. We're on iHeartMedia. We're on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. We're everywhere. This search some Wildcats. Google us. Google us. We are there. Also, shout out to the Bert and Craig Shields Foundation. That's Community Cuts for Kids 2020 is going down in August. We have not canceled just yet, but we still need barbers. We still need stylists. We want to be a part of the event. Go to the Craig Shields Foundation. We appreciate y'all listening to all my crew. I appreciate y'all outside came to join the podcast. My man Paul Adams, my man Butter, Miss Tommy, B Law, my man Troy with that guacamole or that guacamole. My man Big Zach, Antonio the Cuban cigar smoke. I mean, I'm sorry, the Haitian cigar smoker. And thank you, Tommy, the only female to jump in here with us. I appreciate you,
Craig, I got one shameless
gentlemen. Thank you.
One shameless plug. Can I do one shameless plug?
Oh, Lord.
You know that's why he came on.
I got it.
You knew what's he got his he muted his mic.
It's only like 10 people. Hey, man. Wednesdays about TV in the cut. Check us out. New TV show I'm on. I play Chef Reggie, so check us out Wednesdays, Bounce TV, 6 o'clock Eastern time, man.
Look at that.
Congratulations to you. Congratulations.
Y'all give it a one time for that dude, man.
Hey, Dave.
Way to go, Holmes.
Yeah.
You still doing that post Last Dance? Say what? Hey, Dave, you still gonna do that post party Last Dance?
Oh, that's next week.
That's next week, all right.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to that, Dave.
Next
That was for
Sunday.
the audio, man. Malik, tighten that up for me, Malik. We appreciate that. All right. Everybody on Facebook, we appreciate y'all checking us out too. Anthony, you can go ahead and cut that off of Facebook Live. Y'all check us out. We'll be right back here next Sunday for all my Facebook Live peoples with special guests in the building. My man Guy Toy is gonna hang out with us next week, y'all. Okay. All right, so that's for Facebook Live. So we off of it. So this behind the scenes, we can.
Live is off. We still record. You want me to kill the recording or you good?
Yeah, go ahead and kill the recording. That's gonna make the file big as shit. So